Good evening, guys. Am I audible? Hello, everyone. Confirm me. Am I audible to you or not in the chat, please? Yeah, that's great. Yeah, let's wait more people to join, and then we'll wait for like 5 minutes, and then we'll start the session. Yeah, in the meantime, if you got any queries, just drop your queries in the chat so that I can respond to you accordingly. And myself, Raghuvan Bhumani, and I'm going to handle the session today. I've been joining your session from the past 2 days, and I'm handling your session for today. And confirm me what are the topics covered till now. And I'm sure we are on to tables now. So are you guys all fresh to ServiceNow, or you got like any previous experience, or you been into ServiceNow anywhere, like, on your own developing skill set or anything? Just please mention so that I'll ask you some queries or anything accordingly. Or if you are like beginners, then it's fine. I'll explain you each and everything in detail. No one of you aware of ServiceNow before, or like you are all like beginners? If anyone already known with ServiceNow, just mention yes in the chat. So you're all beginners, then that is fine, no worries. Up to now, we have covered like what is ServiceNow and what are the like administration part, user creations, groups, roles, and now we are into tables, right? So my basic question is, why we use ServiceNow? Is there any answer from your end? Give me a second. So automate business workflows. Yeah, that's fine. Any other answers from your end? So we all know, like, it's a cloud-based platform with automated business flows, right? Yeah, that is fine. Like, they got like some other modules, ITSM, ITOM, ITBM, and nowadays, like, everything is getting automated. So now CRMs and etc. Like, every day, like, it's great to be a part of ServiceNow and streamlining automated very business. Yeah, that is fine. Fantastic. I think you all know with the ServiceNow, what purpose of ServiceNow, what is ServiceNow. Yeah, that is great. Yeah, now we are into tables. So you all know how many types of tables are there in ServiceNow, right? Yeah, what are those? Three. Yeah, base, base. That's it. Abhinay Tiwari, any other people, just respond. If you respond me, so that I'll come to know at what levels of knowledge you are, so that I can go in deep. So I know this topic was already covered, so that I can skip this topic and I can go with the next topics. But if you interact with me, I can give you an additional point. Yeah, base, custom, core and custom. Yeah, this is the main actually. So there is one more with this extensible table. Yeah, that means like parent, child. So those comes under extensible. Yeah. So basically there will be like customly, like, the major core tables are like, like coming to the tables part, the tables are divided into four types. They are like core, base, custom, and extensible. These extensible tables may be custom tables and also maybe core tables sometimes. You got it? Like, example, you all aware of, like, the base tables. What are base tables in ServiceNow? We got like two base tables, that is task and CMDB. These are the base tables in ServiceNow, or core tables. So I'm asking you a question. System or custom? You're following me, or is my voice? Am I going very fast, or like, is that fine for you? Yeah, that's okay. So the base tables are like, task and CMDB. The core tables are like, incident tables. There are many tables: incident, change, problem, etc. So coming to custom table, which tables we create, those comes under custom table. So the first question is, why we create a table in ServiceNow? You got that? Do you have any answer from your end? Why we create a table? What is the purpose of a table? To hold records. Yeah. Anything else? So because everything is service now in table, so it represents of data. So yeah. Abhinay, you're almost right. Basically, all the information, whatever the information in the service now is the data in the service now is stored in the form of tables. Like, every whatever thing, the data in service now is stored in table. So that is the purpose we need a table. So actually it was designed such a way, like table is a collection of, like in general, table is a collection of rows and columns. Whereas coming to service now, like, a table is a collection of records and fields, coming to the rows, coming to the records, and the columns coming to the fields. Yeah, it's a collection of records and fields. Yeah, then fine, we'll go to our ServiceNow instance. Yeah, this is our instance. Yeah, oh, 1 second, I'll share my screen. So you all guys can see my screen? Yes? Yeah, then fine. Sir, I can claim my voucher. It is showing to pay 300 USD. Like, regarding this voucher and extra thing stuff, you can drop a mail, like in a question after this session in the group. You're in the group in the Telegram, right? You can drop there so that the queries will be resolved. Because I'm not 100% sure into those kind of things. I am to deliver the technical knowledge for the moment. So if you got any other queries regarding vouchers and how to claim your vouchers, just drop a mail after this session, drop a message after this session in the group so that it will be resolved. Yeah. Is it fine, Shiosai? Yeah. Now, yeah, let's go to the share and you know how to create a table. So generally we use what is the backend name of the tables. Yeah, then it's fine. So now coming to the point. So we just create a custom table because, like, the previous instance was different and I'm using my personal instance, so that sys underscore db underscore object is a backend name of the table. So every time, whenever you start doing anything in the service terms, try to use your backend names so that if any interview or anywhere, like, it will be very easy for you to get the backend names. And it when you're writing scripts or something, it is very useful for you to get to directly enter the scripts. And do you know how many ways we can create a table? Yeah, what are those, Tiwari? Form builder. Yeah, Tiwari. Okay, that's fine. Actually, tables and creating fields are different. You're coming with, like, what are the ways we can create the fields in the table? I'm asking my question. Listen to my question carefully. Do you know how many ways we can create a table? Not the fields in the table. Just I'm asking you to how many ways we can create a table. So till now building. Yeah, that is fine. But first of all, we have to know, like, before entering the fields or something, we have to know how many ways we can create a table. Like, basically we can create the tables from in three different ways. One is from the scratch. That is like using how you created in the past, like using sys underscore db underscore object. That is from the scratch. So in that way, the maximally we use that way to create tables. And the second one is using extensible. That means like, extending a table from another table, like, as we know, like the properties of inheritance. I think you all ever, like, you're getting the properties of the parent to the child. So from one table, we can create another table using the same fields. We can inherit it all the fields. So that is fine. In such a way, we can create. And also we can create the tables programmatically using scripts. That is another way of creating tables. So basically in three, like maximally we use the basic way, going to the tables table, and then we create, like, UI builder, system definition tables we create. That is one of the concept. And other from extending a table, and other from programmatically using scripts. And also we can create tables through spreadsheets. Sometimes the bulk data will be in spreadsheets, like in an Excel format. We want to generate that in the table format in the ServiceNow. In such a cases, we use spreadsheets. In the further classes, we'll come to know exactly about those other kind of how we create. Firstly, we all know how to create a table from the scratch. From the scratch is nothing but going to the ServiceNow. Yeah, going to all navigation, system sys underscore db underscore object. If we type caps list, then it opens in a new tab. Otherwise, if you go with like small list, then it opens in the same tab. Maximum every time used to open the new tabs, so that, like, it will be better for you to do your performance of actions, and then we can come back. So let's go to the sys underscore db underscore object. Yeah, to open the list view of the table, we use list. To open the form view of a table, we use form. Like, yeah, to open in the same tab, we use form normal small. Otherwise, to open in any tab, we use caps letters. FORM. Yeah, let's open the form. So yeah, you can see my screen, right? Yeah, that's like same like oops concept. Yeah, this is how. Yeah. Okay, Abhinay, I'll use the notes too. Give me a second. So from now I'll use the notes. That is fine. Yeah, you can see this is how we create a table from the scratch. This is the first step of how we create a table. I think you all are aware of table. First, we'll give the name. Example, like this is UP cohort, right? So cohort program. So I'll use the table name as cohort. And this is normally, like, it is auto generated. Sometimes if you want to give your own name, you can also give, but once we give the name, we can't change the name. But we can change the label, but we can't change the name. So this is how. And then coming to just save. I think you all are aware of this. Yeah, then it is fine. And creating fields, you all aware of, like, how many ways we can create fields? Yeah, Abhishek, I think you already previously mentioned. Yeah, like form builder, form layout, form designer. And we can also do, this is also from the scratch. Wherever we create the table, we can add the table fields from here. And also if we click new here, yeah, we can create from clicking here. We can give the name of the field, everything, etc. things. Yeah, in 5 different ways we can add fields here. Yeah, you got my point. One is form designer, form builder, form layout, and you can see here from the scratch. And this is from clicking new on the table when on the table name. When you come to the table field, opening the table and click new, we can also add here. Yeah, give me some fields to add in the table so that I can go quickly and add them. Just mention the fields in the table so that I'll give accordingly. Uh, do you have any idea of creating, giving your own fields? Otherwise, let me go myself. Yeah, I'm just using. Uh, Coming to layout, in the previous version, it was they used to use layout and then designer came. And in the new versions, like, it was advanced, go to form builder. Like, whenever you open anything, like just me open the form view, show form. Yeah, this is our table. None of the fields were in there. Just right click the context menu and just configure form layout. This was in the earlier days we used to use form layout, but after that it came to form designer in the new versions. Like, oh, do you all know, like, aware of, like, Xanadu versions, right? Xanadu, and before that Zurich and etc things. Now it is Yokohama, and in the future it's going to be Zurich. So in the previous versions it used to be in the Vancouver or something, there was only one thing, layout, and then they implemented designer. And then in the new versions, in the previous version, they started using form builder. Form builder is the latest in the Yokohama. So form builder is late. As the version changes, the features will also change. So try to use the form builder for easy and easy implementation. Yeah, let me go with form builder. So add a field, new field name. Let's take name. Yeah, automatically the column name will be selected. And in for the name, I'm selecting uh, reference. Uh, so you all aware of this field types before? Do you know, you're about with the topic with the field types? Reference type fields, yeah, then it is fine. So that I can go with the reference type. So let's me take use name for the reference. So reference. So which table I'll take is, like, user table. There is also a table already existing, sys underscore user in the tables. So sys underscore user. So I'm taking user table for the reference and just adding this field. Add another field. I'm going to add another field. So let me take gender. Gender. And it is coming to gender, it is choice, because male, female, other types will be there. So let's consider choice. Add. So in the choice, add another field. I'm also adding another field. What we're going to take in this. So let me take state. State. Type. I'll take this as state as choice 2. Add. I'm gonna group. So I'm taking some fields purposely to explain you something in the coming sessions. So group. So let me take as a reference to this group is group type is reference. So this is reference to groups table. So what's the backend name of groups tables? It's sys underscore user underscore group. So maximally try to give the backend names of the groups, because whenever we used to search for this, or whenever we do, like, that is a good practice actually. So remembering the backend names is mandatory, like, to perform any actions in the further also we need backend names. And I'm adding this add. So let me done with this. So after creating this, we have to drag and drop. Whereas in the layout, directly if we create something, it directly enters there. And in the designer too, if we have to pick the field value and we have to give that directly takes. But whereas here, it needs to be dragged and name. What are the fields we created? We all know, like, when we create a table, what are the fields that created automatically? So you all following my session? You got my question? Yeah, 6 fields. Yeah, that is fine. Yeah. So we can see the 6 fields here. If you want to drag and drop, we can also use them. Update created, created by, updated, updated by, updates, and what's the other one? What's the other one left? Created, created by, updated, updated by, updates, and the last one. Yeah, that's fantastic. I can see only Abhay Tiwari is responding, and, like, I just want the other people to respond to. It's not a session between me and Abhay, right? So I just want other people respond to accordingly, so that would give me some more spirit to give you more knowledge, because this is not a one-to-one session, right? We got like 18 attendees, so I just need responses from you guys too. So that is for, okay. So 6 field, the sixth one is this ID. That's great, Abhay. Yeah. So we just drag and drop gender. State. Actually, I have facing internet issues, so it's a little bit slow. Whenever, if you don't have good internet connectivity as well, it takes time to load. That's fantastic. Yeah, fine. Then save. Perfect. And yes, if you reload this, so accordingly, the fields we can see here. And we do have a concept called sections, because if you see in such a way, like, it was not looking good. You see, like, name, gender, state, group, etc, etc. So on this, we do configurations to make it style or something. We have sections, accordingly we plan. So wherever it is, whatever we do work, that should look good, nice, so that, like, people will get some interest to look into that. Sorry guys, give me a second. Give me a second. Sorry for the interruption, guys. We need more attendance to the meeting, so I just shared the link for other people's too. Yeah, let's continue our session. Yes. Right. Yeah, this is our table. So whatever the operations we do, whatever we do, that should look nice and clean to get interacted to some other people. The end of the thing is it should good, look nice and clean. So we have sections to do. Let's configure. We use layout to create a section. We just start begin split, not creating a section to look good. We just bring begin split. So I'll explain you. And split and n to design this. To design good, we use this kind of things: begin split, split, and end split. These are like basic terminologies to like split, in the sense it separates. So let's begin the split. The top, and we just split in the middle. Yeah. So name one side, separate, and group another side. So this is how we segregate. We do in two different parts. So let's save this. Yeah, you see now how good it is looking, like coming to the name and gender one side and state and group to the other side. Yeah. Yes, that is fine. And now, so this is one way of creating a table. And now we go to how to create the table using extensible. So this is a parent table. Now we're going to create a child table. So we are creating a table. The second way of creating table, extensible. So to create it, firstly, to create a table to extend a table from one table. So remember the table name, it is cohort. Yeah, remember this. Okay. So we're going to extend a table from this. So table. So just going using normal table name, tables. Sorry. Okay. Sure. Let's go to table. So this is the second way of creating a table. The first one is from the scratch. I just showed you just before. And the second one is extensible tables. So these all are custom tables. So basically, custom tables are the tables which are created by us. Yeah. So let's go to the tables. I'll just open the table in the new tab. So this is the second way of creating a table. So click on new. Yeah. So the first one is cohort, and let's take the second one is cohort 2. Okay. Test cohort. So we're just extending the table. So we just take the name as test cohort. Test cohort. So the name comes automatically. So we just want to create a module or something. So that's fine. So we want to extend the table, what we are creating from the table, what we created before. So we just go, what is the name of the table we just created? Yeah, perfect. So make sure you remember the backend names. Label is nothing but name coming. We don't use the name for every time, but we also use the backend names every time. So that is the reason we had to remember the backend names. So cohort, right? cohort. So do you see any table named cohort? Let me. So these are already existing tables. In these tables, so let's search with label cohort. Enter. So we are not able to see any table named with cohort, because when we are creating a table, so this is our table, right? So when we are creating, I'm just going for configure and going to the table. Yeah, perfect. So I'm going to the table, and in that I'm opening the table. So when we are creating the table, we have some options. So coming to controls, if you see here extensible, yeah, if we check this extensible only, then only we can extend from any other table from this table. So we just check now. We are checking here any table from cohort. So that option was not checked, so we are checking here now. So there are no tables named with cohort. So now once we enabled this checkbox, I'm just enabling this checkbox. Yeah, enable this checkbox, and I'm saving this. Yeah. So I'm coming back. So whenever we do any performance or any actions, we did any saves or any updates or any deletions or whatever things, we have to reload our application or our form, whatever it is. So I'm reloading it. Reload. So it is basically, we lost the configurations, but we'll check here directly. So search. Yeah, you see here, we just enabled the checkbox cohort. So it is directly coming here cohort. So we just check it, and we just go with the name testing cohort, right? Testing test cohort. So the name is automatically populated. So create a model or something here, that is. You follow me, guys? So how to extend a table, we just checked, right? When we are, if the checkbox of extensible is not checked, so we can't extend any child table from the table. So to extend a table, we have to check that box, and so that reason we just got the extensible table. So we are not extending any table from this, so I'm not checking this box. Yeah. So I'm saving this table now. Save. So when we extend a table from a current table, what happens is, like, automatically, like, it is inheritance property. In general, what is, like, what the parent will have, the child will get. In such a same thing, what are the fields the parent is having, it automatically comes to the child table. So we just created test cohort, right? Yeah, test cohort, right? So we just going to check the list form view of this. So you can see clearly, like, what are the fields in the parent is directly coming to the field, to the child. So let me open this form view as well. This is so form. So you can see here, this is cohort table and this is test cohort table. So this is the parent table and this is the child table. So this is the way how we create extensible tables, like, creating a table using parents configurations. So we will inherit all the properties of the parent. So this is how you can clearly see, this is one of the way we can create tables. Like example, coming to ServiceNow. So we all see, like, we have all the core table is task. So the base table is task. So coming to incident, problem, change, whatever it is, they are extended from task table. That means task is a parent table, and incident or change or problem, what are the tables, are child tables. And these child tables are called as core tables in the service. Now they are also called as out of the box tables, OOB. Yeah. So let me check. Let me show you how what are the tables extended from task. Let me go to the task. So we can open the task table using like the backend name list, or otherwise we can also go to tables table sys sys underscore db underscore object dot list. So we can search for the label task, task task. So you can see this is the task table, task SLA, task extension. You can clearly see only the task table is not extended. So you see like task something, but task was not not extended. You see extensible like all other things, like coming to what are the OOB tables. Let me go with all. Let me show you. So this is how these are like custom tables. But coming to maximum, all of the tables, like what are the tables, core tables, are all maximum every table in this service now is extensible task. So that is the reason they are called core tables and also called out of the box tables. So let me check with task. I'll show you the schema map of the task. So how many tables were extended from the task? Everything I'll show you now. So coming to, you can let me click on the schema map. So these are all the tables that are extended from this task. So this is task table, and these are all the child tables that are extended from the task. So whenever a table is extended from thing, or whatever the operations are, schema map is nothing but is like graphical representation. What are the connection to the past table? So this is how the mapping is done. So task table, from task table many tables are extended, like these are table change, incident, problem, request, often CRA, revelation, KB submissions, upgrade history. So maximum of the tables in the service now are extended from the task. Like why we extend task? Because like extend a table from a current table, because like why uh, coming to task, let me open this task table once. So to do anything like reference field, like there is a connection between every table, like to get the configurations of the table, and to save the time, like once if we create one big table containing all the fields, one time we are investing our time, and the next time what we do is like from the table, like to reduce our time and to reduce like what are the things we do, if we extend the fields, we'll directly get what are the configurations that is having, and like we also get the fields and the logics what are previously built. So that is the reason we extend the table from like now we just created a cohort table and we just extend the table, so we reduce the time, like to do any operations like here, we without any spending, like creating again, going to label, etc things, what are the things we do, we we don't need to spend our time in creating this. So that is the reason to this, to save our time and everything, like to reduce the workload, we just extend a table to get the configurations. Like if I write some configurations here, and to get back the configurations again, going to the same table, and I again have to do the same configuration, repeating the process. To reduce this, we just inherited, extend table, and we inherit the properties of that. So that is, we just saw the schema map for the task, right? So that is for whatever the table in the service now, we can look for the schema map. So if we go with the new table, cohort table, we can see a schema map. Just let's go with cohort table, and let's check with the schema map. Configure table. So guys, just listen carefully. Service now is completely based on tables. So these are the basic topic. We think whatever we do, oh, this is very basic minimum topic. But if you are not aware of each and everything in the tables topic, you can't build big things. So this looks like very small, but all the matter was in the tables itself. How the performance is working, whatever we do, what are the big scripts, whatever in this, we performs in in the table itself. So this tables topic is most and everything. You have to be known of each and everything that we see here. We have to be aware of what here of each and every topic in this table. So why we need this live feed, auto number, create what are the columns here, these are like basic thing. But coming to controls, why we need all these things. So we should aware of each and every topic, and we are here to explain each and every topic for you. So now we just complete our extent. So we just into schema map. So show schema map of this, so we can come to know. So we just created table. So the cohort is the parent, and the blue thing which is showing is the child table. So there is a relationship between cohort two. So this is how schema map helps. So for suppose we don't know what are the tables extended from this table, so we directly go to schema map, so that we'll come to know what is schema map. So that is how it happens. Yeah, perfect. So guys, you follow me, right? Yes, I can see only one person is responding. So I need more people to respond so that I'll get some interest. Yeah, fine, Arjun Sharma. So cohort, test cohort, analysis cohort. Fine. Task. So we just done to explain you that we just did this. So okay, fine. Don't need cohort default. I don't need this anymore. So let me bring, what is this test cohort? So I'm explaining you. So did you covered with the impersonation topic? So what is impersonation? Yeah. Um, so as of now, we discussed. So you just asked me to give notes. So as of now, we discussed extending a table from current table, extending a table from an existing table. Yeah. So just give me a second. Sorry, guys. So you're aware of the topic impersonation? So, yes, yeah, then it's fine. So I'll go like I'll skip the topic of that impersonation. Yeah. So impersonation is nothing but like in service now, like only the admin will have the 100% access. We just went with the roles topic before, right? I think you're aware of the role topics. So based upon the roles, so the data, or what extent to a person in the organization can see the data, to segregating, like if you're coming to an example, uh, we have let's take an example of a company. Like we have a CEO in the company, and we have the managers, and below the managers team leads, and coming below the team leads we have employees. So what we have to do is like now the employee and the CEO should not have the same access, right? If whatever the information in the company is not shared according like to the same employee and the company, like the CEO should have the highest privilege. In coming to in the service now, the system administrator will have the highest privilege. So coming the CEO and the employee is not same. So to segregate the information separation and to segregate permissions, we use roles. Sometimes coming to now, the system administration is having full access. You can see whatever uh, in the ServiceNow instance, you can see everything in this. So coming to users table, we just go with users and check. So let's see. So you see this, these many users are there in his organization. Like this is my instance. So I am the owner for this instance, and I have these many people in this instance, like whoever will have that login ID you all created with your developer instance, and whoever's created this is owner for that, so that you can see 100% of this. Coming to this survivor user, Lucius Mangoli, or whatever in this etc, like 642 years are not able to see the 100% access. To restrict the access, we use roles, and based upon the roles, the information and the data is segregated. Coming to the system administration, he will have all the permissions. Coming to some other, like Fred Lodi or Fred, you see Fred Lodi or like Fred Kunde will have, they're restricted because on depending on the roles it get segregated. And like coming to, let's log in now. You see here, I am into system administration. Coming to here, I'm logged as a system administrator, so I'll have the full access. So but whereas impersonation is nothing but sometimes you did some configurations in your instance, and you did all the data was entered and everything, all the information was stored, but you'll have different people in this organization too. So they will have the some user ID and password. You all aware of this user creating users, and how password is set, everything. So whenever they try to log in this, they will have user ID and they will have some password to log in. So in such a way, they will come to systems, and however the data is shared with them, accordingly they can see, depending on the permissions and on the roles, they can see. But you have to search. But sometimes what you do, like I just give it in the right permissions and everything is set. But to check whether to test his instance, like we can't go directly log out here and again going giving his name, password, everything, and checking from that. Because if you do, sometimes what you do is like you are doing some configurations here and you want to check directly this, again we have to log out, and again we have to go into the instance giving the login ID and password. Instead of doing all these things to test what he can see and what he can do, what we do is like impersonate user. This is one of the important thing when we doing something in the real time. What we are like we are building some project in the real time instances. This is how the employees the team leads, the managers, and the CEO. Like coming to in a company, the CEO is system administrator. Think like the CEO is system administration. He will have full access. So based upon that manager roles, like giving like ITL roles, depend ITL will like you got a topic in system like coming to roles. We have different roles. Like I can't explain you each and every role. We can go directly into the service now learning platform, and you can see what are the roles and what are the privileges that if a person is having this role and what he can see, you can clearly go to the roles in the now learning platform. You'll have a module called roles, so you can enroll to that and you can check what are the, but coming to the system administrator will have the highest privilege, so we won't maximum deal with system administrator. Whoever is logged is a system administrator, so we deal with system administrator. So to check whether this is system administrator, so in the system administrator will like admin, what he do, he will give some roles and these are the data he can restrict it, so in such a way he just give them some roles. So already we have some users. So check Fred Lodi and what is the role given to him. So he don't have any role. So let's check what he can see. What is the name of this? Fred. Just remember this name. So I'm going to his instance now. So just click on here, impersonation. Yeah, click here, impersonate. And what is his name? Fred. So this is the person. So I'm just clicking here. So he was not given with any role. Let's check. He's not given with any role and impersonating him. Yeah, we are into his instance now. So directly giving using the URL and going using his login credentials, we can go and check to test instances whether the right configuration is given and his instance is working perfectly or not. We'll use this impersonation. Okay. Next. Skip. Just skip this. So let's see with all menu navigation. You see, you can see only something, self-service, and very few things which are under self-service. You can see only few things. Creating app engine, it's like studio. Yeah, but now we go with. So let's impersonate another user and check. So we'll go for this topic in detail after this, like creating the table. I'll explain you in very detail, like how we restrict permissions and etc things. But to know, to have a like general idea, I'm just showing you. So just we got one more thing, Fred Lodi or something. Yeah, see this Fred Lodi. We are impersonating to this user actually. We just check some other Fred, and now we are going to another Fred. You see, Fred. So you see, there were many things included because it was done depending on the roles. You see how I'm going down. But where we just impersonated some other user, he is restricted to only self-service. We all, yeah, that will be done using segregating the roles. So this is what impersonation, to check some other, is the instance is working accordingly or not, is the right set of permissions are given, to test some other instance is working properly or not, we'll do impersonation. That is how in the real life, like testing purpose, we do impersonation. That's it. That is not a too much important topic or something. Just to check the right configurations are given to the right person or not, whether it is restricting or not, on based upon the roles, we use this. So we'll go in detail as we are learning, going in depth. So I'm just ending impersonation. Yeah, now we are into system administration. Yeah, you all following me? You guys, you following me or not? Yes? Yeah, I'm fine. So now we just check with the roadmap. So it's all finished. ITS. So I'm not, I don't go with these things actually. I'm not interested in looking at that. I'll just explain you according to how the table deals and all the stuff. Yeah. So we just finished with impersonation. And next I'll show you, you see, let's go with instance. Let's go with incident. So a maximum of the time we use incident because the backend name of incident is incident. So that is the purpose we maximum use incident, because like every time giving like, remember the backend name of some other tables, and incidents is incident is one of the major table, core table. We deal maximum with this, like ITSM, what are the top, what are the modules in this, or deal with incidents. So maximum we try to use incidents so that in the real time you'll have more interaction, what is incident and how it perform and what are the module, what are the fields in this. So that is the reason we maximum go with incident. The backend name of incident is incident. We go with all. Yes, let's go with create. So I think you already, like, there was a task given to you previously. You all done with the task? I'm not sure what the task, but like, your previous trainer told that I gave them the task. Whether you're done or not, that is fine. But still, so this is incident form. You see now here. So here I'm just selecting a group. So this assigned to is a reference to which table? Let's go with configure table. I'll show you each and everything, every field in this. What are the fields accordingly? You see, come on. This is the table. These are access controls. So yeah, before this, we'll cover a topic which is done with impersonation. And then now I'll show you what is personalization and configuration. So these, let's go with the basics, and then we'll, if we go like in depth, so that is useful. But like if I start using like the big topics, you can't get sometime like what exactly going. Configuration. So if anyone was from previously from ServiceNow, he feels like, oh, come on, I know all these topics, but you are all beginners. So I just want to explain you each and every topic from the basics. So I'm showing you personalization and configurations. And I missed a single thing when I'm showing impersonation. I'll show you that what I missed actually. Sorry. Let's go to all. Just click on ServiceNow. That's fine. Yeah. You see here, when I am doing impersonation, you can see a eye icon on the right corner of that icon. Okay, that is what I missed. It is also very important. This, it will change into red, like the context menu will change into red, and a eye icon will be seen. Like example, I'm impersonating again. Yeah, let's go with Fred Lodi. Yeah, you see here, I'm impersonating this user so that a red border, a red line will come with a gear eye icon. on the right corner. This is how we can segregate in which user you are in. We are into system administrator or something else. When we directly see that, you can see a eye icon is there. That means like, you are into some others instance. Okay. This is what the major thing, how you segregate, like, a right icon on the right corner. This is one of the topic, important questions in the CSA. How you will come to know that you are impersonating some user, you are into some other instance. That kind of questions you will be asked. You can see by, if you see a right eye icon on the right corner of the profile, that means you are into some other user. Okay. And impersonation. Yeah, fine. So this is the form view. Let's go to list view. So what is the backend name of the table we just created? Do you remember? We created two tables, right? Do you remember anyone which table backend name? So no need to worry. We just right click here, configure, we go to the table. So that is reason the backend name is u underscore test cohort. You have to remember this. Sometimes, like, this is very beginnings, so you forget sometime, but hands-on practice must ensure. After closing the session, you just try working on it, then only you will come to achieve something. So let's go to the list view of this show list. So basically, when we open the list view, these are the 4 fields we created just before. Yeah. See this? I'm duplicating this. So this is the list view. Yeah. And this is the list view, and this is the form view. So let me add some fields in this. So for adding fields, so I'll just tell you one of the important thing in this. I'm just explaining you dot walk-in. Yeah, dot walk-in. So that will just remember that. You see, so dot walking is nothing but using the current field. We can extend. Dot walking is only possible on reference fields. If it is a reference field, like, we know that name field is a reference. You see, whenever you see a icon this of this, that means, like, lookup icon like this, that means like it is a reference field. You see such bar, like, like this, that is reference to sys underscore user table. This is a reference field. That means, like, we can select any user from user table. So you see, like, we can select any user. So this is reference field. That means, like, getting some other field information into a field is called reference field. So this is how it happens. So dot walking is nothing but using dot walking. What we do is, like, what are the fields in that reference field, for in the table, we can get that back. Like, in the example I can show you. Let's go to the form layout of this. So leave this configurations. So you see here, name and the rest of the fields are, like, in the black color, but coming to name and group are in green color. That means, like, those are reference fields. There are some more fields in the table. We can clearly note whenever you open layout, you can see if there is plus or they are in green color, that means they are reference fields and they have more fields in that table. So if you click on plus icon, you can see this expand selected reference field. if you click on this, you see now it was changed everything. Active avatar building, this building is from, this is user table. Now what are the fields in the user table, we can see here. Active avatar building plus phone number, calendar, class, company, cost, country code, created by format, email, employee name. So I'll show you. Sys underscore. So what happens is like, sometimes whatever the fields we see on the form are not only the fields that exist in the table. Okay, there are many more fields in the table, but those are being configured. So I just want to explain what is configuration. I'll explain you. That is the reason you should know each and everything in detail. So I'm going back and explaining everything. So let's go to the user form. So you see, there are only, these are the fields which we can see here. That means like, these are not only the fields in the user table, there are many more things, but they are not being configured. That means whatever they want, they just bring that and they just configured and they just put here. So, but coming to now, I just checked here. These many fields are there in the user table. You see federated ID. Coming to here, you can't see that federated ID. So many more things, but when we do dot walk in, what are the fields in that, we can see everything. Like example, I'm just clicking on email. This is one of the field of the user table. So sometimes what we do is like, we just get the name, but we also want some related fields in the table for that name. So coming to name, and last login, logged out, name, password, roles. So we are also like roles for like this, mobile number, first name, because we already have a gender field, so that I feel like you'll confused, but anyhow I'll add them. You see now. So let me take this under the name. So you see when we do like dot walk-in, name dot email, name dot mobile number, name dot first name dot gender, that we are doing dot walking. That means we are getting all the information of the user, which is from the reference field of the user. This name field is a reference field to the user table, sys underscore user table. So we are just getting some additional information on the table instead of creating a new field, and instead of giving the email and give like linking. We will do that in additional things like for in advanced level. But for now, dot walking is nothing but like, if we want to get any reference field of the existing table, now we just see like, I just gave email, mobile, first name, gender, etc. things, and I'm saving this. Okay, let this just go to our test thing. Okay, this is new record. You see here, I just dot walking some fields. Now you see I'm selecting some user. You see automatically these fields are getting filled. So that means like these are already the fields of the user table. So these automatically populating. So that's for populating automatically the user details. We use dot walking. We can also create a new field and we can give this reference to sys user table, and we'll get the information instead of getting writing each and every time of the same user. Like, you see Lucius Manoli is one of the user. We can go email again, we can write the gender again. You see here gender automatically, who is the user, his gender is populating. Sometimes what we do in manual, like, we go and we add everything, but unfortunately I haven't added the fields for this choice list. So we can add going to configuration and we can add the fields. I think this topic was already covered, how to add choices, right? So dot walking is nothing but like, if there is any reference field in the current table, to get the related fields for that table, we do dot walking to get easy access. Only we have his name and we want to know his username, it's a first name, last name, phone number, and other details. We had to go to the user table. We had to get the information from there and we had to add in it. Instead of doing all those things, we just do dot walking. So you just know right how to do dot walking. Just right click on the context menu, just go to configure, form layout. Just leave this, just go to form layout and just click on the name. So when we click on the name here, you see this K icon. Yeah, just click on this. So then it redirects the page to the user thing, so that what are the information of the current reference field, we can get all the information in such a way. This is how it happens. Yeah, now you see we're just reloading it. Yeah, we have only 4 fields in this, but coming to this, save, let's save this. We have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 fields here, but in the list view we are able to see only 4 things. I'll just add one more field here. Click configure. Layout. Not now. Just add something called country. Country string. Add. Let's see. Close. So we just added a field called country. Let me save one record for your better understanding. So leave that. Gender is good. I'm just let it be. Okay, country is India. And we don't need this like network. I'm saying like next. So you all know how to add choices. Otherwise, should I explain again? Yes, right. Then it is fine. So I'm just saving this record. So just reload this. So we just save one record. So this is the record and this is the list view. This is the list view. So I just save this record to show you what is configuration and what is personalization. So this is, you see here a gear icon. This is where we do personalization. Personalization will affect only the current logged in user. So who is currently logged in and who is doing his operations, what is performing, he can do personalization for only for his instance and for only the form where he's working. You see now, you see name, gender, group, state. So what I'm doing is personalization. To do personalization, we just right click. Okay. So I do have some internet issue, I think so. Let me reload this. Yeah. So whatever the fields we want to personalize, some people want like everything seen in the list view. or some people want only few important things seen on the field. So that time what we do is like, we do personalizations. So this personalization will affect only to the current logged in user, not to the all other users who are logged in. They, like it looks in the same way when it is created, but if you do personalizations, it will affect only to the current logged in user. That's it. You see, I just added a couple of fields to the right hand side. So just add and just reload. Like, you see, this is how I did personalization. And one important thing is like, if something is personalized when you're logged in and you are not aware like whether it is personalized or not, what the small difference it is whether we did any changes to the list view, whether any personalizations are done to the list view, that is only observed by seeing to the gear icon a small dot. You see a small dot on the gear icon. Is it visible? Yes. So I only see Abhay Tiwari is responding, like, So whether you go anywhere, you check YouTube channels or you go to ChatGPT, no one single person will explain you this in detail. You just check by going anywhere else or something anywhere. No one will give you in details, but I am here giving you in detail because, like, you are into cohort UP. That means a large program is conducted for you guys, and I want to give you the utmost knowledge. So that is the reason each and everything. There is no point of explaining you the single dot. If I don't explain you like this single things, you will miss what was the important thing. Like, a simple question in an interview that like, how could you differentiate a form is a list view is personalized or not? In that means like, if you're not aware of this single dot, then that means like, this is simple basic question and you're not even answering this, then the interviewer will feel like, he even don't know the basics. So they directly reject you. To avoid these kind of things, certifications are very simple. You can do like you're getting minimum knowledge. If you're like, out of 60 questions, if you are done with 45 questions, you'll get a certification. But to get inbuilt knowledge, in-depth knowledge, you have to aware of this what and each and everything. So you see, it is very a single dot. It feels like, oh come on, we did any personalizations or not. By seeing this single dot only, we can come to know it was personalized. Yeah, okay. Yeah, this is personalization. So using by doing personalization, you can, yeah, just take all this back and okay. You see, you can see only three things. Yeah, this is called personalization. So this is not any theoretical class, so that's not the reason. That is the reason I'm not giving you any theoretical definitions, each and everything. If you want like any theoretical definitions, you can go to the now learning. You can clearly see like, you can see here like, in the same way, like the ppts or something, you can get like, like a simple thing a user is in such a way. You go to the now learning, you already been logged in with like, you already create an account in now learning, right? Yes or no? So to get maximum theoretical explanation, you just go with now learning and you just study that, like, but here if I go theoretically giving you each and every explanation, it takes a lot of time, and it it gonna give something important things that we have to deliver. You lost it. That's the reason I don't go any theoretical like that things. I'm just into a practical person, and I'll give you deliver you each and everything in practically. So that is personalization. We just done with personalization. Now what we do is like, configurations. So whatever we do the things in the list view, that is called personalization. So coming to the configurations, the configuration is done in the form level. Yeah, just remember the difference. Coming to the list view, we do personalize. Coming to the form level, we do configurations. So if we do any configurations, that affects all everywhere. But personalization only affect to a single user who is logged in, but configuration affects to the each and every user who is logged in. So I'll do some personalization now. So okay. just you see this is. So now I'm doing just right click here. You see the word configuration means you're doing the changes for everyone. Configuration, as I told you, like configuration affects every logged in user who is accessing the form. Now, as we know, when we are doing like dot walk-in, we are when you are going to learn dot walk-in, we see many fields in the user table. But we only see some. What are the mandatory fields to be filled in the form? That only we can see. So there they did configuration. So and they did configurations for all the fields and what are the necessary fields that are should be visible. They just bring back to the right side and they did configure. Now as now just let's go this configure. So we can only we it's not form layout is not only the way we do configuration. We can do the configuration using form designer and form building. So let me show. So why I'm using maximum of the people will use form layout because like they were like in the beginning days they are using the past version there is no designer, there's no builder. So the maximum of the people will use layouts because that is the easiest way to do configurations. But here, let me show you from the configurations as well. Yeah, if you drag these things to the left hand side, that means like what are in the right handed selected field that we can see. So this is what configurations only in the right hand bucket. What are the fields are there that are visible on the form? What are the fields in the left hand side are not visible? You see like nothing extra was in this class created by. These are all the fields we already know. When we create a table or something, the like 6 fields are automatically created, like created by, updated by, updates, everything. We can also drag and drop and we can put here. This is what configuration. When we go into layout or designer or builder, what are the changes we are doing there? This comes under configurations. Now you come to know what is configuration and what is personalization. You guys are following me? So if it is affecting to all the user in the which are logged in, whatever it is, that means a configuration is done. A personalization is means whoever logged in user, he can do things to himself, and personalization is done on the list view and configuration is done on the form view. Yeah, that's fine. It's done. Configuration by using this before. I'm now I don't need this email, mobile number, fine, gender, need, fine. Okay, I'm taking this and just saying with the normal things. So this is done, and now what I do is okay, group. So sections. Coming to table, I'm going to explain you how to create sections. Coming to here, let's go to the incident. Sorry guys, let's go to the incident table. Let's click on all. Let's go to new. Let's open the incident form. You can directly type incident dot list, that gives a list view, incident dot form, that gives the form view. You see here this incident, this is one section, and coming to notes, this is one section. Related records, this is one section. If you click here, you see some more fields. You click on resolution, you see some more fields. Yeah, you see related records. When we click on this you see some other tab is opening, and we see some more fields in this. These are also fields, but these are segregated using sections. Yeah, these are segregated using sections under the name related records. These are also fields that were segregated using sections using the name resolution information. So I'm just going to cover the sections now. This is for just reference. You just follow this like things. So this is sections. So for our form, okay, for our form we'll create some sections. Configure, you can use builder, design, layout, whatever it is. Going to layout, you see here sections. You can click on new and you can give a section name, and you give the section name something and click on OK, then it goes like, let's give test. Okay, so you click on test and now you add a field something name college service now. Better service now. I'm just creating a field name service now. I just add it. Yeah, let me save this. What happened? Let's check. So let's close this. You see a name section named test and a field named service now. Okay, see, this is how we create sections. The previously we used test using layout. Okay, now we use designer. So we can do sections and we can do like, look the form nicely, but I want you to learn from the scratch how we can do sections from there, how we can do sections from here. So that is the reason I'm doing this, and this is not now. You see how many things. You see one section, two sections, three sections, but you are not aware of this is also a section. Am I right or not? You think like these are all into one section, but this country was into another section. Why? You know that? You guys, any response from you? See, did you notice this is into another section? By going to form designer, you are aware of that this is into another section. So that is the reason I'm just using everything. Why it is here, why it is not here, and why did you notice it was like almost like, all the screen size. No one started questioning me. If you ask this kind of, and yeah, due to end split. Yeah, a bit theory, I think you're aware of this before. So that is fine, fantastic. This is because due to end split. Yeah, because when we did the configuration changes to the form for the better view, we used begin split, split, and end split. When an end split was mentioned, that means like that is ended in there. So with this, we can drag this country above and we can place here. And we can now delete this. And let's save this, how it looks now. Yeah, let's go here, reload. See, it was here. That means there are only two sections now. So now how to add one more section here? Just go to the right column, plus just clicking the plus icon. Coming to the layout, that was from the beginners, but this designer is very latest. Just one click creates a section, but whereas in the layout we have to go there, go to the sections, click on new, and we have to give the name, and then we have to give the fields. But you see here, it is very fantastic way. Just clicking to the plus icon to the right corner, we just got a section. Click one more time, one more new section. In such a way we create sections. Just for your reference, I'll just create a section. Just double click here, rename this, we take test 2, and let's create a field. So in the designer, how we create fields is like, we just firstly we select the field type. field type. Let's take date, because we have to drag this and drop here. And then we do so new date. We just put the name as date. Date. That's it. Is this a mandatory field? No. Like these things are not in the layout. Mandatory read only. As we go to the designer, there are few more things that we can directly add. This is type date, because what are the field types we select, that automatically we can wrap. But whereas in designer, we just select one thing, new type, field type, and then in that we give the field type as well. I'll show you that as well. So let's save this. If you guys feel like I'm going very fastly, or if you want me to go faster, just mention that in the chat so that I can improve the speed, because as you're very beginners, I want to explain you anything and I'm going a little slow. Let's reload this. What had happened? Let's see. You see, we created test service now. This is one section, and the test two, we just added date. Yeah, this is how we create sections. Whatever in this, whatever we want to do, we just create sections in such a way using form designer, form layout, and form builder to do segregations. And you observe here, this is user form. No, we don't need this anymore. So this is this incident form. Okay, these are sections. So this is notes is one section. This related records is one sections, and resolution information is one sections. Okay, fine. And what is this related search result? What is this? Is this a section? Is anyone? Can anyone explain what is that? You see here, related search result. No idea. Yeah, that is fine. That is related list. Yeah, related list. Because here we can't create anything like that. You see here, sir, we did something and it got in sections. But whereas we couldn't see anything, that is related records. So related records are used to gather the information of other table records. That means if you see here, this incident. Okay. Careful. Fine. This is other table information. I can show using the list view is of instead of form. Let's go to an existing record. Not now. Come on. Incident on. Yeah. You see, let's open one record. So you all see here. These are related records. This is task table. Related record is nothing but like, in one record, we can also get the information of some other record. Okay. This is the information of task records which are interlinked with this incident, with this 7001. What are the linked records in the task SLA are here. And you see affected CIS, impacted CIS, child incidents. So in one table, we can also see the information of other table. But that can be happened using related records. So that is related record. So I'll explain you how to create a related record. But before that, let's check with form builder to how to create section. So let's reload this. So we don't need any more form designer. Configure, form builder. So can anyone tell me how to create a section in the form builder? Do you have any idea? Just look into the forms. I think you're all with your laptops, right? Just tell me how to create a section using form builder. Yeah, I'm waiting for your responses. So where is the plus icon here? Here, this plus icon, add section. Yeah, fantastic. You're new, and if you said this, then you're great actually, because you're not kids anymore. I'm just appreciating you. That is fine. Anyhow, it is great if you're new to this, and knowing all these things is great. So just clicking on the plus icon here, add section. So in such a way, we add sections in this. The same thing happens how we did in the designer. There is a to the right corner, there is a plus action, plus button, but you see in the middle of this, we have plus. If you click plus here, we can also add field, whatever it is, what we are seeing to the left corner, you can see on there. But whereas if we click plus on here, it directly adds a section. So yeah, these are sections. Let's delete this. We don't need to do all these things. We just created this one section. Oh, test 2. I think test 1 is got deleted. See, yeah, the test we retrieved back. As the same way, just use the Control Z. If you save this before, like I just deleted this test, but I haven't saved this form. So that is the reason I just use Control Z to retrieve back what I have deleted. But once you have saved this data, what happens is you lost the section you created will be lost. The field data is inside also will be lost. So I'll tell you how to recover the data for the class, because if I start telling now itself, you'll see this has got that and everything. But you try yourself and ask me the question. But if I am raising the question and I am giving the answer. But instead, try to ask the questions from your side so that I'll give the answers. Firstly, you have to work from your side and then come back to me, and so that I can explain you. So you just did created sections as well. Now, as I said, we can to see some other table in the current existing table, we use related records. To create a related record, there is firstly we have to create a relationship, because if there is no relationship between the records, then there is nowhere we can get the information of the table from there to here. Firstly, there should be a relationship. So to create a related record, we use relationships for that. Okay, we don't need any more incident because we don't need this as well. What is this? Something I don't even think so. This is some other user. Okay, this is double, so we don't need this. Take over. Okay, we don't need this too. So you guys, do you need any break? 5 minutes break or something? Or should I go? Yeah, just you can take a 5 minutes break and we'll start the session back. So, guys, if some other people have any other doubts or anything, just drop your doubts in the text box. Yeah, let's get back to the session again. If you have any other queries, you can drop again. So that is fine. Yeah, now what we are going to do, related list, right? How to create a related list. Let's So why we use related list, like to get some other tables information on the current table, we use related list. That means like if there is a connection between the current table and that table, so this related lists are used to show the related data for that from that table. So as I shown you the example like task SLA under the incident. So this SLA is nothing but service level agreement. This comes in the further classes. So what exactly is like what how much time is the incident taking? What is the time duration took? And well, in what state is there the incident? Whether it is going to be on hold or in progress, or whether confirmed or not? Like to check the process. There is an interconnection between task SLA and incident. So they used to know the status of the incident. There was a field called task SL under that, so that inside that they can see what was the status, 50%, 100% exactly to know the status. There's a connection, so it was that. It was not exactly to the point now. You're into beginner, so you need some more time to know, learn exactly what exactly is that. But I'll show you how to create a related list, how to get a connection from one table to another table under this. So that we go to relationships. There is a table called relationships. So firstly, to get information, there should be a relation. So we to get related records, we go to the relationships table. Relationship system definition relationships. See, under system definition, we have relationships table. Okay, remember this. Under system definition, we have a table called relationships. We just open this in the new tab. So what is the backend name of relationships? Can anyone tell? So I just opened this table. Just observe this screen, observe the old screen, and let me know what is the how you can what is the backend name of the relationships table. Can anyone guess? So yeah, you're almost right, Tiwari, but it is just sys underscore relationship. That's it. Underscore list is to show the list view. Okay, like you're perfectly right, but to know the backend names of any other table, to know the sys ids or whatever it is, just observe the screen properly. You can see after this slash you can see sys underscore relationship underscore list dot do. This is the backend name. We just to directly know, sometimes like there'll be like 38 32-bit like sys id, like this is sys id and this is the tb name. Okay, sometimes we have to get this ids to like coming to this users to know for the user or anything. We'll have this 32-bit sys id, but this is the backend name. Okay, sys underscore relationship, this is the backend name of the relationship table. So every time maximum try to like keep this backend names in your brain so that it will be helpful in the further. Okay, so we are into the sys relationship table. We are creating a relationship for our table. So what kind of relationships we do? So let's open and check. Okay, so let's take an example. Okay, example. Let's give the name example. You can give whatever name you want. This advanced section, if you click on advanced sections, applies to a query from, this is into script part. So as we all know is like ServiceNow is a no code low code platform. Whatever we can do using scripts can be done without using script too. Only in many maximum things like they are As the new updates are coming, they are making use like reducing the script parts. From the beginning, there's a little more script part, and then in the next version, there is reduced little bit. As this new versions are coming, they are reducing the scripts. We are no need to worry. If we are very, very, very basics into scripts, then it is also fine. You can get good jobs in ServiceNow. Okay, applies to table. So here applies to comes to the our table, what we want, where we want to get the related list. So the table name is test cohort. So we just go with test cohort. So what is the backend name of test cohort? U underscore test cohort. Yeah, you just type. So maximally to differentiate custom and base core tables, the only difference is like, whenever we created custom tables, it comes with U underscore. Whenever we create scope, like whenever we create any tables in scope, that comes with X underscore. So this is how it's like, now we are only just creating custom tables. So what are the tables are with U underscore? They are called custom tables. So like, you can see some other custom tables, U underscore appointment table, U underscore assignment. Like, so U underscore dev PDA technology errors, like these are like custom tables, some what we are created in system, like these are created by from me before. But this is U underscore cohort is also the table. This was the parent table for the new record. So but we are creating this related record, so related list for the test cohort. So we just go with test cohort. You see here test cohort U underscore test cohort. This is the table where we want applies to, and queries from. So from where we are querying. So what information from which tables information we want to be here. That is what querying. So we just use, so we are using some user, right? So we want to get his group, in which group is the user there. So we'll go to user. Sys underscore user underscore, so group members. Let's see, we'll give group members. Okay, and this is like, you can write applies to queries from. You can use this coding part, like, this script part, and we can do the same performance as well. But we don't need to, like, as we have, like, as there is simple process to use it fields, then we'll go with fields. If there are no fields and there is no option of doing something in the fields, then only we go with scripting. So I can create the same table using script, but there is an option using fields. Easy way there, like, no need to put our brain writing a code or something. There is a table called tables field, sys underscore db underscore object. So from there we can create a table. So no need to go with script parts. So in such a way, the same thing here, we don't need to go with script part. And when we right click, so if you are going to any field, like any table, something, we have to know each and every field in the table and what are its configurations, what it is doing. When we click here, when we click on this advanced plot, see this application global. That means, like, this field, this table is created in global application mode. You see here, application scope global, update sets, application global, in the sense, like, global is public. Whatever in this were created from the overview box, like, out of the box tables, are created in public. If you create some custom applications and you want to do some security level things, then we create something, we click here, and we use some names and everything stuff, open record, add records, like this we use to do like any security levels. We'll give some name and we do in that. But other than that, if global, in the sense anyone can access. You see, like, they created this record, they created this relation table global. That means anyone can access. So you see, anyone can access this table global. So we can do the performance. If it is not in global and you are in different scope, now you see, let me show the live example. Now I'm clicking on smart hospital. Admin center. So it is taking time to update. So you see, now we are into admin center, but admin center is not. So once I do configuration changes, everything will change, and we can't do some configurations. So maximum of the time, only if you're creating some big applications, any big data, then only we will go now you see here. Now just reload this, we will lose the example, and it's fine as well. See, the application scope is in admin center. If I perform something here, that means if the scope is admin center, then only he can see the configurations. So that is the reason the scope, application scope, is mandatory. So, and we have to clearly check whether we are in the right scope or not. That makes a lot of difference. So always make sure you check the scope and you perform your do your configurations. Otherwise you lose lot of configuration changes. So that is the reason you have to mandatorily check whether it is which scope you are doing the performances. Okay. We can clearly explain that like now we are into related records, so we go with related records. So let's change the scope to global. So see, default update set global. Okay, new record. So example. Example. Shit, we haven't loaded this. So make sure you load this everything, because you see here, when we are into global scope, you remember when we are into global scope, we haven't seen this simple reference checkbox. So that is how every each and every detail was done, and all the configurations are done. Depends on this is what we call is they did UI policy. They used UI policies. If the application scope is this, then this field should be visible. So they did some configurations. So when it is in admin center application scope, then the simple reference is a field that is visible. If we check this, what happens? Let's see. So we can't see any script part. In the admin center, there is no performances done to we can do in script. So that is what the difference is for each and every scope. If some other scope is there, if the configurations are done, those are visible, or if the configurations are not done, that is not visible. So leave this. So we just reload this. Yeah, you see, now we are into global scope. So we are not able to see that field here. So these are all the configurations. I want you to do some actions on your own, and if you got any queries or anything, just ask me. Okay, because if you're listening only to me and only just listening them and you're not practicing, you won't get anything. It feels like very easy. What I'm explaining is in my beginning days I struggled a lot. Okay, I feel okay, I'm good in these things, I can learn very fastly, I'm a quick learner, I feel everything. And I was reading that and I feel okay, I'm confident. And when I put the same thing into actions, I forgot. So this happens very quickly. This service now is very easy, but if you're not practicing it every day, it will be very complicated. You feel like you get everything, but in the end of the day you'll miss. And if you're not working with each and everything in detailly, it will be difficult for you. Not you directly use each and every application now, but maybe in the future you're not going to use, but you should aware of that, what was in that and what is there and what is not there. Okay, so let's apply stable is you underscore test underscore test cohort. Okay, and here is group members. Sorry guys, sorry, this is sys underscore sys underscore user underscore hash roles. Let's go with hash roles. So I want to see what roles are used for the selected users. Just click here. Okay, and just save it. Yeah, this was saved, and let's go to our record and let's see. Let's reload it. Okay, so let's take the user as able tutor. Not able tutor. Let's take the user as system administrator because he will have highest privileges. Okay, gender, I haven't created this because this is not a dot walk-in field. This was a field created myself, so I'm not filling it, and none of the fields are mandatory, so it is fine. I can, even though I leave, it will be saved. State something other than like, it's fine, and I'm saving this. Yeah, so I don't have the list view of this, so let me go to the list view, configure, control table. So instead of going to the here, typing the table name and checking instead, I just configure there, and I go to show list view. That's it. So you can do the same performance in multiple ways. There is an option you can do directly, like, you can create the fields using dictionary table too. Okay, what are all the fields that are created in the service now? You see fields. What are all the fields that are created in ServiceNow are stored in the dictionary table. Okay, remember this. Okay, this is very important. All the fields that are created in the ServiceNow are stored in the dictionary table. Okay, this is one of the important thing, so make sure you remember. So just click on here. So you can clearly see here it was not reflecting. Do anyone have the idea? So I did some performances, and as I did, so I created relationships and everything. But do you see anything reflecting to this table? You following me, guys? No idea. Yeah. Firstly, there should be any connection with that table. So we just directly want to get, but no field was interlinked. So if there is a field connected to that, so we can get that directly. But if there is no connection, first thing, like, tables, if there is no connection, we can't get anything. We just created a related record, but for that related record there is no any other connection. Did we see here what was the table name? Sys underscore user underscore has underscore role. So we have only two related fields, so sorry, two reference fields. Yeah, you see here we have a user, okay, and a group. There are only two reference fields, but there is no reference field from this table to the sys underscore user underscore roles table. You see here, if there is any reference field, from that field we can get that back, but there is no connection between those, so it is not getting to them. Okay, So we make some connection too. So in the meantime, I see any query. Sir, I'm not able to link WebAssembly account with my ServiceNow account. Okay. For this technical kind of questions, Mr. Shivkumar, you just drop your message in the group created in the Telegram so that the technical people who look into this will help you to how you can connect with these things. Okay. Because I am not into this exactly, so I can't help you with this. So we're gonna create field. Sorry, one second. Oh, sorry, guys. Actually, I just received a call from my office. They clearly mentioned to take your feedback. Okay, they will continue this related records tomorrow, related list tomorrow. But make sure, guys, there's a group link shared. There's a feedback link shared in your group. So make sure, guys, give your feedback on this. So this will help you reflecting in the new sections whether you'll get a new trainer or should I continue the sessions, because it depends on you guys. Okay, so share your valuable feedback in that, and I'll mention what the topics I have created in this extending a table, like what are the topics what I have created. I'll just make this saved with me, and I think there is a AMA session tomorrow. Like that means ask me anything questions. Okay, so if you don't have much questions tomorrow, I'll finish this topics related list tomorrow. So actually the time to finish the session is by 8, but 8:15 or 8. Like they asked me like I'm taking a long time. So I have to stop the topic. So don't need to worry about I'll give you. Yeah, sorry for this. You have to mention me this, this is the reason they called me and informed me you're taking more time. So unfortunately, sorry guys. So I'll maximum try to end the session by 8 o'clock tomorrow. There is a 1 hour session tomorrow. I don't know exactly. One second. What is the session timings? So I'm not sure. So I'll just give you the clarity what time the session will be. I think you have your timesheets with you. So I think yes. Yeah, what time is the session tomorrow actually? So I'm really sorry guys taking your time 15 minutes more. So I thought it's 8:56 to 8:15. That is the reason I'm continuing it and I'm going ahead. But they called me and you're taking a long time. I'm investing my more time more with you. Sorry for that. So guys, make sure you share your feedback who are in this attendees, who are in my session. Just make sure you share your feedback. There is a link shared in the group in the Telegram group. Just go with the link and give your valuable feedback so that the organization will look after that, because this is my first session to be with you, so they want you to give the feedback with them. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, you got, I think you got like many technical questions. I'll add the technical people who deals with this technical questions into. If you got like any technical questions into ServiceNow, then we are here to help you. But if you have any other questions using your WebAdvisor CSA account, so Dilip's, so Munapalli, so you're not into this Telegram group, please send the link, sir. So any of you guys, if you have your link, just drop the link in the chat, please. I do have the link, but I'm not directly connected my Telegram to the system. So if anyone of you have your Telegram link in your phones, just directly share the Telegram link in the chat so that Dilip will access the Telegram group. So I'll just go with 1 second. Yeah. So that's great with you, guys. I think sharing relationships is just missed, but I'll clearly cover this in the upcoming sessions. So I can skip these topics in 1 or 2 minutes, because I clearly feel like if there is no response from your side, I can directly go blah 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 blah, blah. But unfortunately, I'm not that kind of guy who is skipping everything, and I just want to give you in every detail, each and everything. So I'm just taking little long time, and I'm delivering you everything. So if you feel like anything, if I'm going faster or slower, give me a feedback so that I can go according with that. So my main intention is to, like, everyone should get what I'm exactly want to tell. Okay. So if you had any other queries, just drop your message. Otherwise, you can ask me tomorrow in the MS session. If no one is having any questions or something, that's so that I can continue with some topics in the tomorrow session as well. Okay. Make sure that attendees, guys, just share your feedback. So can you share your LinkedIn? Yeah, I am. My LinkedIn ID is Raghuvind Bhumani. Raghuvind Bhumani. Yeah, you can access me using this LinkedIn ID. Okay. So that's all for today, guys. See you tomorrow. Or do you have the session? What time is the session? Just share in the chat. Any one of you with timesheet, just share in the chat what time is the session tomorrow. Sure. A session. It is 1 hour session. Okay, fine. Okay, guys, see you tomorrow. Bye. Yeah, I'm ending up the session. So be ready. Try to practice each and everything what was taught up to now. This AHMA session is for 1 hour. Basically, we don't put this session, but because we are not lively monitoring you, what you're learning and what you're practicing. That is the reason we are giving, like, Saturday is a holiday for us, but unfortunately for your benefits and for your advantages, so we have already created a WebAdvisor account for Salesforce, but now we are unable to link the WebAdvisor account for ServiceNow. Is there any solution for that? Because, I'm not exactly aware of, okay, fine, I can give you a solution for that. Talking to the technical people who are already aware of this WebAdvisor account, linking and everything stuff, I'll give you an resolution in the MS session too. I'll just get a technical person who already deals with this. In ServiceNow, it's different, I think so. The same web account is for everything, but you're facing some struggle, I'll inform the technical people. They'll give you a solution for that. Otherwise, ask me the same question in the tomorrow. I'll get some help from the technical people too. They'll help you. Okay. Okay, guys. See you tomorrow. Bye bye. Good night.